guys ready? No.
All right, Coach, just want to make an opening comment?
Just say I wish this game would have started at 7 o'clock like the rest of them. We would have been fine. You know, the first 30 minutes were amazing the way we started the game. You know, I guess the story of the game to me was we didn't come ready for whatever reason. Maybe it was an emotional hangover from the Buffalo game, but for whatever reason, we didn't play with great intensity on the defensive end. Compiled by they made every shot to start the game, which we assisted in that. I don't have any question about that, but you still got to make them, and they did. And then I thought we really became unraveled. You know, we on offense, Ryan Weber had 5 turnovers. There's an old expression in basketball that shooters shoot, passers pass, dribblers dribble. You play to your strengths in the game. And we had guys playing, to me, completely out. We were trying to get everything back on one pass because this lead had just gotten so big so fast. And it compounded like crazy on us. And we couldn't stop the bleeding. And then in the second half, you know, we played the game obviously the right way. And we made some shots, but the difference was, to me, we played much more within ourselves on offense. We just kind of locked in on playing the game the right way. And you know, defensively, we had great energy. And you know, it's disappointing, certainly, in particular, the way we started. But I thought Kyle and Francis, it was great to see those guys step up. I thought Kyle gave us a huge lift in the game. And you know, like I told the team, I said, you can't lose your mind on the winning and losing. You know, we're 5 points away from just having one at Akron and OU at home, and you can't lose your mind on that stuff. It's just, it is what it is. You know, if we complete the one more on Francis's drive to the wing, Sean has the best shot in the gym to win the game, and it's the same team. You know, it's the same team that would have won by 1 and lost by 2, and it's the same game. And when you lose, you feel like, hey, everything was a disaster. When you win, you forget all the problems that you ever had. And the truth is always somewhere in the middle. And, you know, the answer for tonight is somewhere in the middle. We have lessons that we have to learn from, and we will. And then we'll move on. We got 6 big ones left here.
On that last play, was the plan to give Trey the ball, or what was kind of the trial up there?
Yeah, on that one, we talking about before the timeout or after?
No, after, with 1.8 seconds left.
Yeah,
Trey shot that.
yes. But the problem was Francis didn't know the play because, you know, he didn't. It worked fine, but that was the play. And but I was trying to yell at Francis what to do. And we had 1.8 seconds to go, side out of bounds. Ironically, it's a play that we had just gone over 2 days ago. But you know, usually Taylor's in that role, not Francis, and we didn't have enough time for anything else. So we were trying to get the ball to Trey over the top, and then we were trying to have a shooter come wrap around as well. And it wasn't designed for Trey to get a 15-footer. It was designed for him to catch the ball on the block, on the weak side block. But it was well defended, and it pushed him out a little further back.
After 2 tough losses like this, is there something that you guys can learn from this and use later on down in the year that you feel like your teams should go back and look back at this game like, oh, that was a tough game for us, and we're not going to lose it again?
I think, you know, there's lessons from every game. It's a long season, and I think for us, you know, this is within our own locker room. We were very quiet to start the game, incredibly quiet, lack of communication. We had some of the same issues in yesterday's practice. You know, we had a few players yesterday's practice that were quiet and when I would not communicating at the level, and that carried over to the game today. That's a lesson. You know, we've lost 2 games by 3 points, and we've gotten 2 technicals. You know, we've given up 4 free throws from on-court stuff in 2 games that we've lost by 3 points. I mean, that's obviously, there's no excuse for that. And yeah, so there's all those lessons, games within a game, and they all matter just as much, you know. Down the stretch in this one, I thought we played it right, minus Taylor's technical was a big technical. And but, you know, in that last play, Fran made a good play, and for us to be in that situation where we need to create a shot, I didn't want to call a timeout because I knew we didn't have our pick-and-roll player in the game and our best isolation player in the game, Franco. But when the ball got knocked out of bounds, at that point I had to call a timeout. But Francis got the ball. He did just what we wanted. He attacked the big on the pick and roll. He touched the rim. And our point was, when you get there, that now you're making the decision where he touched the charge circle. Now you're making the decision to shoot or kick. He threw a great pass to the corner. They rotated out, and I'm telling you, if that next pass was delivered, we would have had the best shot in the gym to win the game. We'd had Sean Sellers could have tied his shoes. Guy stuck his hand out and deflected it out of bounds. It's just unfortunate. It was good execution. Everything was right. It was just kind of that final pass for us, and even for Trey, considering you got 1.8 seconds side out of bounds, you don't have a timeout. You don't have a whole lot of choices, in a scenario like that. And so all considering, hey, Trey had as good a look as you're going to get in 1.8 seconds with a side out of bounds and no timeout.
At halftime, did you tell your team that you wanted them to be shooting a lot of threes? It seemed like they were warming up, shooting more so threes than anything else.
No, that's just, I don't think that's any different from this game to any other game. And I get more, I want them to break a sweat in the warm-ups, but I always watch them. They want their rhythm. But no, I didn't say that. What I talked to them about was doing what you do well. I said, Ryan had 5 turnovers and no assists. Why in the world would a guy that shouldn't be taking more than 1 or 2 dribbles at a time have 5 turnovers? That's not smart basketball. And I thought that was what I talked to us about, was we really became unglued in that stretch of feeling the need to make shots and get everything back in 1 or 2 passes. And to me, that's the real lesson. And then the thing that is frustrating for me that we have, as a group, we have to collectively come together on is our ability to consistently get stops. And we've been better now than we were a month ago. But to me, in that area, we have to continue to improve, and we have to become the defensive team that we're capable of becoming. Because I do believe, and I think people that played us, if you talk to them, they would feel like, we can be a scary team in stretches. We have to become a more consistent team.
Did you guys talk about defending the 3 and specifically Dardis at all at halftime and adjusting there?
No different. There was no adjustment. It was no different than the beginning of the game. I thought the first one he hit on Sean was very well guarded, and he's more than capable of doing that. But where we really unraveled, you could tell it's like Mike Tyson likes to say, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. We played like a team that got punched in the face. We had a couple transition defense possessions that were completely out of character for us. And to me, that was the moment. That was the game pressure. You feel like, my God, the score margin is incredible. And that was really, it was not coming ready, unraveling due to the pressure. And then, by the way, playing 25 minutes of really good basketball. I think we would have won. We keep those 4-minute wars, and I haven't seen it, but I bet you we won the last 6, all 6 of them. I think we won all 6 of them. I could be wrong on that one. If we didn't, we won 5 out of 6. We played really good basketball for an extended stretch there. And, Ryan Weber's corner 3 was a great shot. Would that put us up 2, I think, in that stretch? We had our chances to win the game. And that's the good part of the story. Now, this wasn't anyone's game coming in. They're a good team. And that's it.
Certainly, if it wasn't your best defensive half of the year, it was probably up there in the second half. What was it that changed defensively? Was it being more connected, having more energy? Or
Yeah, it wasn't a tactical thing. It was being much more vocal. I think we did a better job on Jason Carter. Probably didn't really understand he can play, and he really hurt us early. But we settled down on him late, and that was really it. Thought we did a great job on Jerron Simmons. Our pick and roll defense was right. We struggled to guard the ball early. I'll tell you, the guy that helped us on defense was Kyle Mallers. That's probably the biggest difference in the game. And I thought both Tajay and Franco really struggled defensively to start the game. And I thought Kyle gave us a very big lift there.
What led to limited minutes in the second half for Jeremy and for Tajay?
Just feel. Tajay, as much as anything, was Kyle, playing well. Tajay normally is going to get a window like that in the second half, but we felt like Kyle really gave us a lift, and they're both right now, they both play the 4. It's not like either of them knows another position. And then it was just a feel about what lineups are right. But that's not like you're going to see that necessarily going forward.
With Kyle, how big could this be for him in terms of like a boost of confidence moving forward?
Huge. Huge boost of confidence for him for sure. It's really hard to play in the role that he's been in, where you're playing 2 minutes. I've seen great players get reduced to rubble when you're playing with a dog collar and you get pulled out. And he's been in that role all year. It's just kind of part of being a freshman, and he's been a little bit a victim of us having a lineup or a roster that changes from time to time because he's had learned multiple positions. And specifically, meaning Jeremy not being here, than being here. He had to learn a small forward and a power forward. I thought that hurt his learning curve a lot. And it takes a little while to get your rhythm and feel comfortable out there. And he really, really, really helped us. And he is an elite shooter. Elite. I mean, as good as anyone on our team shooting the basketball. But he needs some time to be able to show that.
I thought he looked really confident tonight, just watching. No, he didn't shoot a ton, but the work on the boards, the free-throw shooting. So do you think that confidence has always been there, just a matter of getting the minutes to show it?
Yeah, I think his confidence in himself, yes. I wouldn't say that's, I think that's always been there, as much as it's just, it's hard when you check in the game for 30 seconds and you say, I'm going to shoot the first shot I touch. You have to run around a little bit and feel you miss that shot. It feels like it's bigger than everything, and especially when you're still a freshman. I think getting in the rhythm and getting in the flow and feeling like it's okay to make a mistake, when you're in just a short window, I think that's the part that's been hard for him.
Coach, just the comeback itself, to cut 25 down to 2. I mean, I'm sure it makes it a little more bittersweet at the end. What were you thinking, just when you see your team kind of chip away?
I thought we played great basketball. I mean, we played great. And we've done that a lot. That's the thing that both tantalizes me and frustrates me, I get on both sides of that fence because there's times when I watch us and I say, boy, I know we can make a run. If you told me, hey, could we win 3 games in 3 days? Yeah. I don't have any question in my mind we're capable of doing that and playing the game the right way. And we're good enough to do it. And, we're not very far away. And yet we're, a few more plays away than we want to be. And it's a fine line. I got to watch the film because the reality is, we're a couple mistakes away now. I mean, we're 2 mistakes away from being 8-4 in the MAC and Akron being 10-2. And all of a sudden you feel like, boy, Ball State has really arrived. When you lose these games and you can feel like in the other. And the reality is it's right there. I mean, it's somewhere in the middle. We're really not that far away. And yet at the same time, because we've lost these 2 really close games, we put some pressure on ourselves that, we're going to have to be able to answer the bell here in this stretch on the road.
Despite losing 3 straight and starting 6-3, do you feel like you're better, even though the record doesn't indicate that from last 3?
Better than what?
Better than early in conference play?
Yes, I do. But we've had 2 halves of basketball that I hope are outliers. Buffalo second half here and first half tonight. And where we've unraveled a little bit in those stretches. And but yeah, outside of that, yeah, if you look at our numbers, we're a little better defensively than we have been, and for sure. And I thought the second half we played exactly how we're supposed to play. We played defense to offense. We got some transition threes. Sean and Ryan looked to shoot the ball aggressively. That's what they should do. Franco and Trey, we got the ball inside in there. And is what I think. Yes, I think we're better. I think what we need to be is more consistent. In fact, that's probably the best way to say it.
Time for one more? No? All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys. Rick, how you doing, buddy?